I thought after 20 years, 2 decades, most of it spent in places where sand and violence were the only constants, I'd earned a quiet life, a simple one. I bought this old place, the ironclad ranch, far out past the pavement, figuring I'd trade the stress of command for the rhythm of the seasons. I built a simple life, a life where the only immediate threat was forgetting to close the chicken coop door. And then came the day the HOA decided they were the new counterterrorism unit. It was a Tuesday, late morning. I was out in the main barn cleaning up some tack when I heard it, a loud, insistent, almost theatrical pounding on the heavy oak door. It wasn't a neighbor. It was a demand. I felt that familiar cold knot twist in my stomach. The one that used to fire off when a situation was suddenly, irrevocably wrong. I opened the door and four clowns in ill-fitting black polo shirts just muscled past me. No excuse me, no can we come in, just a straight-up intrusion. On their chests, they had a cheap embroidered patch that read, Vigilance Enforcement, Vigilance Enforcement. That should have been my first laugh. The leader, a guy with a face that looked permanently stuck in a sneer, waved a cheap plastic clipboard in my face and barked, "By order of the Sterling Creek Homeowners Association, we are here to conduct a safety inspection and confiscate all unregistered or non-compliant weaponry." He said it like he was reading a proclamation from a king, but his eyes were darting around, greedy. I remember my hands tightened behind my back, a natural habit from my time overseas. Always keep your hands where the threat can see them until you don't. I kept my voice flat, almost boring. This is private property. You don't have the jurisdiction, and you certainly don't have the right to enter without permission or a warrant. The sneering guy, let's call him Smirk, leaned in close. All cheap cologne and synthetic intimidation. We are the jurisdiction here, Riley. You signed the covenants. Now hand them over, or we start levying fines you can't possibly afford. His buddies, who looked more like former gym teachers than security detail, dropped their duffel bags and started scanning my barn, already mentally taking inventory of my property. They moved with that awful fake swagger, the kind of posture people adopt when they are playing the role of power, but don't actually possess it. My blood started to simmer, not because they were trespassing, but because they were so bad at it. This wasn't a professional threat. This was amateur hour, driven by something mean-spirited and small. But I held still, not yet. I was still assessing. Then, one of the thugs saw my grandfather's old hunting rifle mounted high on the wall, a purely sentimental piece, and shouted, "Bingo! Found the first one!" And he reached for it.